Hi, and congratulations on your purchase of a Pro V2 unit. Through these instructional videos, I'm going to take you through all of the pieces and parts of the device, as well as its functionality at the different levels of activation. So enjoy. Now, your box might look a little bit different than mine, but the functionality is still the same. So let me start with the box itself. The back is actually a really great self-education tool as to the different layers of defense involved in the device. So before you even get hands-on with it, check that out just to learn a little bit about what's included with the unit. What's more is that the device serial number, your device's serial number, is located on this flap. It's really important that you want to mark that down somewhere just so you have a record of it. And then in terms of opening the box, just flips open like that. No need to destroy anything or cause any sort of damage. And then the next segment we'll be getting into the pieces and parts that are included in your kit. So the first thing we're going to do is take out the different components that are in the box. And we've got an owner's manual as well as a notification here that we'll get into in a minute. We've got our charging device, power adapter, we've got the unit itself, and a USB cable. Now your kit may look a little bit different than mine. Some pieces may be shrink wrapped, but regardless, we've all got the same pieces and parts here. And so now we're going to go through each of the pieces individually. We're going to start with the charging device. Now this is a typical power adapter. You plug this end into the wall, you plug this end right into the back of the charging unit. One of the things to keep in mind with this is that when you put the battery in here, you don't have to jam the battery in. A lot of people get tempted to kind of push the thing in or hammer it home. You saw what I just did. I just dropped it in there and then give it a light press. You kind of hear a little click. You'll know that it's properly seated when you can pick up both the battery and the base by just picking up the battery itself. So that's all you need to do to get the battery installed in the charger. And then when the charger is active, you're going to see a red light right here. So that means the battery is charging. The thing that throws people off is that they expect to see a different colored light when the battery is charged. What this will do is it'll turn off. So when you have this thing plugged into the wall and the battery's charging, red light. When it's fully charged, the light will go off. And then to remove the battery, you just gently pull it out. It doesn't take much force at all, so remember, don't jam it in. Lightly press, and then lightly pull out, and that's how you deal with that. Next thing is the USB cable. Now this end will go into your computer. This end, the smaller end, will go into the device itself. And we'll cover more about this part when we get into the software portion of our videos, but just so you know, this should be in there, and that's what its function and purpose is. Furthermore, we've got the owner's manual and also a notification about charging the battery. It takes about 90 minutes, roughly, to fully charge the battery. We recommend on the first time just put it in the charger for about 2 hours till you get a full charge on the unit. And as for the owner's manual, even though these videos will give you an introduction to the unit, I certainly recommend that you go through and read some of the warnings that are in here, because there are certain things on this device that require a good deal of understanding and caution. So certainly recommend that you check that out. As for the unit itself, you might have seen earlier how I took the battery out, and that was just with this little release switch here. I slide it to the left and then the battery will drop out. But in our next segment, we'll get into more detail about the different pieces and parts of the Pro V2 unit. A couple other things that you may have purchased in addition to the Pro V2 kit itself are these accessory pieces. One of those being a practice canister, one being a live OC canister, and the other being the custom holster made for the Pro V2 by Blade Tech. Now, the practice and the live OC, obviously you can tell that there's a color difference in the labels, and that's for safety's sake. So it's easily identifiable which one is not going to hurt you, i.e. the practice canister, and which one is going to sting a little bit if you get hit, which is the live OC. So they should look the exact same size, same nozzles and everything. It's just the difference in the colored labels that helps you differentiate the two. For the holster, as I mentioned, this is a custom holster made for the Pro V2, and it's what's called a level 1 retention holster. That means that it basically has this one locking point, the button there, and you break that to release the unit. On the back, if you're going to apply this to your belt, little trick, there's a U-shaped plastic piece here. break that with your thumb, or push that down with your thumb, and then you'll see these two textured pieces on the side. You push those in, and then you lift up to unlock it. You'd put this over top of your belt, and then you'd close it over top of the belt, listen for that click, and then this U-shaped piece flips back up to lock it in place, and now it's not going to open up.